Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in this week to This Georgia Clay. So in this week's vlog, we are back in my office. If you guys looked at last week's vlog, the vlog prior to that, Matt had put in or installed his new barn door. And so it was definitely time for me to go ahead and install my doors as well. When building this office, if you guys are new here, let me just explain. This area used to be an unfinished portion of our basement. So we did hire some people to come and do some drywalling for us and framing and whatnot. However, midway through the project, it was just taking a little bit longer than what we had hoped for. And Matt was like, I think I can do it. So he actually took over and framed my office, built the soffit in here as well. Like pretty much everything that you see in here in terms of walls, he did go ahead and build. And we both drywalled for the very first time, which was a pain. We hated it. Never will do that again. But it really taught us that we can do a lot on our own. And this was like a true start to finish kind of project in terms of designing the space and making it come to fruition. And I absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and get into this week's vlog. So we literally got our door delivered from Lowe's like 2 days after we came back from Disney World. So can you imagine like walking around there 12 miles per day and then coming back to have to do a project? It wasn't on the top of our list of completing, but we definitely knew that we needed to go ahead and start finishing up some of the areas on our home. So this store was actually a really good bargain. It's $269.03 currently right now on Lowe's website. It's 48 inches by 80 inches. And it's an unfinished clear glass, unfinished pine wood interior French door. I know that was a lot to say, but I really love the grid pattern in here. I went back and forth if I wanted like a single pane glass for the French doors in my office or if I wanted to keep it traditional with the grids, and I decided to opt for traditional because my office to me feels more, it's modern but yet it has a lot of traditional elements, and I really wanted to have that, you know, still within the door. So here's Matt taking off the frame that it shipped with. He's going to build a new frame, but he needed to take that off so we can go ahead and get it prepped for paint. So you want to make sure that you remove any staples or anything that had the packaging secured to the door. We actually couldn't figure out how to open the doors. So once we go ahead and stand the door up, we're like, well, how are we gonna paint in the inside of the door? So Matt kind of had to figure that out. There actually are 2 screws that secure the door at the top of the door frame. So he had to go ahead and get his ladder so we can go ahead and get those removed. So make sure that you pay attention to how your door is secured. The last thing you want to do is to keep pulling at it because you're going to end up damaging the frame. And you just spent money on this door and you definitely don't want to have to replace it with a new one. So once we figured that out, we then had another problem like, okay, well, if we're going to paint it, how are we going to have it stand up on its own? Because it just didn't make any sense for someone to have to stand behind it, because I knew that I wanted to use my sprayer to actually paint this and give it more of a seamless look. So here's Matt trying to create some type of frame to hold up the door frame. So it took us a little while to figure it out, but after we did, we decided to go ahead and roll with it. Now another thing that I did, and this is not something that you have to do actually, but I just went ahead and rubbed around the door where I saw some frayed pieces so I can make sure that it was nice and smooth. And then after I did that, Matt went ahead and secured some plastic because we were painting this in our garage and we just didn't want any of the overspray to get actually on the walls. So you see that took quite some time. So after we went ahead and got everything set up, it was time to paint. The color that I chose is the same color that's in my home. It's the Extra White by Sherwin-Williams. I used this in a semi-gloss finish. It's the same trim color that's actually in the basement. So the main part of the basement. So since this door was facing the hallway of the basement and our black brick wall, I wanted to make sure that it just went with all the other colors that were actually already in there, because those walls are extra white, even though in my office it's blank canvas. Now, those of you that have been here for a while know that this is our Graco sprayer that we got from a collaboration that we did with them. I highly recommend this one. It's lightweight, provides even coverage. And it comes with 2 DeWalt batteries as well, so definitely recommend it. We'll make sure to link that information in the description if you are interested. She looks so good. So once we allowed her to dry, which was about a couple of hours or so, we went ahead and dismantled our makeshift stand that was helping us keep everything up, and then we went ahead and bought it in the house. So Matt's just taking off that last bit, but then we were like, okay, well, how are we gonna bring in this in the house with everything all together? And you wanna make sure that you try and keep the door as stable as possible, because you can shift the door frame and get it unlevel. So the best action here was to actually take the doors off. So that's something that we did, but at first we were thinking about, okay, can we just bring it in all together? And I was telling Matt, oh, it'll be fine, but it really wasn't. So if you're thinking about also, well, there's paint now on the glass. The door came with plastic on the glass, so I just kept that plastic that it had on it and I painted it, and you'll see me remove it later on. But this is Matt taking the door frames off, or the door hinges off. Ooh, that was rough. So sometimes when you're doing a lot of projects, you get tired and you stop thinking. So once we went ahead, like I said, removed both of the doors, my son helped me bring the door frame up, and it was a perfect snug fit for my area here. So it's good to have a lot of extra manpower around the house. So as you guys know, Matt went ahead, he's like a pro now of building door frames. So we went ahead and installed the frame here. You'll see him making sure to get everything level. Shims help out with that as well. But then he had to actually build the door casing around it. Before he built the casing, once he had the frame in place, then he went ahead and reinstalled the doors. So yeah, I'm just so grateful to have him, because like I said, a lot of these projects would have cost us an arm and a leg, but if you have a husband or a dad, a brother, whomever, that can help you out with saving money, I definitely would make sure that you bring in those reinforcements. It's so crazy to see how big Leah has gotten. Like, wow. When she first started helping mom and dad on the channel and helping us painting and stuff, it was what, 3 years ago, when she was only like 9? Well, let's see, 8 turning into 9. And now she's 12 and she's a 7th grader. It's crazy, my baby. So once the first door was installed, it was time to go ahead and bring in the second door. This is when you'll want to make any changes with the hinges. So if you need to adjust them or anything, you definitely can do that now. But here is Leah again helping us out, or I don't know, maybe she was helping, maybe she was just telling us what to do. Look how good they look. So here's me and Leah just chilling in the office eating sunflower seeds and pistachios. But the office looks so good. So once Matt went ahead and installed the doors, it was time for me to go ahead and remove all of the plastic around the windows. Now this was a little bit of a tedious job, but I just used a box cutter and went around and removed all of the plastic. Now, once my job was done and all of the plastic was removed, it looked so good. It was time for Matt to remove the shims, and he started to go ahead and build the casing for the door. We just used 1x3s all around the door casing, and it worked out just fine.
Hey guys, it's Matt. I just wanted to step in and show you guys what I used to cut out the doorknob holes. I should have trusted these way more than I did, but I think I happened to go astray a little bit. These tools are actually really good. I don't think I used the Ryobi, the door latch tool correctly, because I kind of messed it up a little bit. We had to kind of jimmy rig it and fix it a little bit after the fact, but these tools are ultimately really useful for cutting doorknobs. I'm used to like buying doors that already have the hole cut, so I didn't have to do that before. But this time around, everything was like literally from scratch. I did start by drilling my own hole center to where I thought it should be, but actually that DeWalt tool, the actual doorknob hole cutter, I should have used it from the beginning. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyways, these tools did actually come in handy. They were useful, so I would go out and grab both of these if you guys ever need to cut your own doorknob hole. They do work. I just didn't follow the instructions like I should have, so that was my fault, but we did get it in, we got it taken care of, and everything is good. Alright, so here's my mistake right here. You see how that latch is pushed all the way up against the inside of that hole? That's where I had to actually go and use the DeWalt tool that I bought for the doorknob hole cutter tool template, and basically cut it a little bit wider so that that latch would fit, because it was not going flush with the door at first. So that was my mistake. I'm not too proud to admit it. But here's the Ryobi tool, which was also pretty cool. It's kind of like a chisel slash, I don't know, hammer built in one. It basically makes an imprint into the door. You set it in the hole that you drilled, and then it makes the imprint of the shape of the latch for you. And then basically you just use that same tool to chisel out the piece that you don't need where the latch is supposed to fit. I'm thinking right here maybe you were supposed to set it back sideways and then maybe hammer it to get the top piece off, but I just kind of yanked it thinking now I was done, but that's where it kind of chipped the top. So we kind of had to, you know, fill it in with some wood putty, make it look pretty again, but everything was done. I'm glad to have these doorknobs out of the way, but I think the gold came out looking pretty nice. So let us know what you guys think.
So let's talk about the overall design of the office space. So when framing the walls, I knew that I wanted a coffee bar. I knew that I wanted double doors or French doors. And I knew I wanted some type of storage space within the office. So trying to get all of that packed in with the space, within a space that's, I believe it's like less than 100 square feet, was kind of challenging, but we made the best of it in terms of this particular office space, or unfinished space as it was kind of awkward because on the other side of this wall is the full bathroom for our guests. And then also on this side of the wall here, which leads into my coffee bar area, is the wall for a little, I guess it's a little seating area within the basement. So it's just kind of a weird shape that this ultimately this office was. So I had to kind of work with that. So I didn't have enough space in here to do like a traditional table, you know, office table with like a nice pretty chair behind it. So it was just best to utilize wall space. So I knew I wanted some type of glass cabinet in here to display like personal photos or just something really cute and girly in this space. I also kind of went out of my comfort zone and did brass or gold. Within this space, it's not something that I have a lot of in my home. I normally stick to, I like white and black, that's just like my thing. And it just screams like modern farmhouse to me. So in here, it allowed me to change it up a little bit and do something that was totally unexpected. I definitely wanted it to be more feminine. So I have a lot of soft textures in terms of like my seating area for guests that are in here. I wanted to have some type of greenery, so I have that in here as well. And then within my glass cabinet, I keep with some greenery too. This was our very first project in terms, or no, I would say second IKEA hack. So this area here for my office space is actually a second DIY of an IKEA hack that we did. So this is a Hermes dresser here that we took the legs off, or didn't install the legs, should I say. I changed out the knobs here, and I got these from Amazon, just beautiful small antique brass little handles or knobs. I also, this particular cabinet, I can't think of the name of what it's called right now, but I definitely will have it linked in the description, but it is from IKEA. But I knew I wanted a glass cabinet on here. And then also I wanted some type of shiplap detail. So I do have a lot of shiplap in my home, or I wouldn't say I have a lot. I have some areas that have shiplap. And so I definitely wanted to do that here. This is just shiplap that we use that is just a little bit larger than normal shiplap. It's a little bit more costly, but you can tweak that however you like if you want to do something similar to this. And then I just installed a picture light, which is the same light that's hanging over my coffee bar area. So that was just kind of like the theme here, is I just wanted something very, like I said, feminine, light, beautiful to look at. And then of course I needed a chandelier. So Matt installed the chandelier for me. That was another find that I found on Amazon, and I think it was only like 65 bucks. So also within this space, we have my beautiful seating area over here. I love it because when guests come over, or when Matt's here, my kids, you know, whatever, they can come sit down and talk to me while I'm working or whatnot. I partnered with Decennial for this beautiful print that I do love, that has some gold in it as well to keep it the theme. And then I got this from Target. Basically all of this here is from Target, and so is this table. And then this is just a Amazon Alexa, that's a 15-inch show monitor that I use as a TV as well, because it has Disney Plus and YouTube and all those things on there. So really, really nice. But I love it. I love this space. I still have this balloon here. We went to Walt Disney World a little while ago, and it's an inside joke of a balloon that I never had as a kid that Matt got for me. But here in this coffee bar area, it doesn't, I didn't want to turn the light on. I hate that light. It doesn't get used as much as I would like, but you know, I love it. It's a little coffee bar area for anything. It's just for aesthetics, for pretty much. But I do store, like, you know, snacks and things in this part of the cabinet here, and then I'm able to just put things in here, my little charger and stuff. We are still working on putting on some finishing touches like baseboards, things of that nature, but for the most part it is complete and we absolutely love it. We are working on the gym space that has been tidied up for quite a bit. We have some things that we need to hang on the wall, just some other things that we need to get together, but I love it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think that it came out beautiful, beyond my expectations. It's bittersweet to know that one day I won't have this office any longer, but I hope whoever purchases our home loves it just as much as I do, and they can make it a yoga space, a meditation area, office space. I mean, there's so many possibilities, so I love it. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in this week to This Georgia Clay. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share it with a friend, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.